What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Desi. Welcome back to my channel. So y'all already know what the deal is. We about to get into this review for Baddies Midwest. Now I'm giving my thoughts, my opinions, my commentary. If that's not what you're here for, girl, click off. This review is not for you. But if you don't mind sticking around seeing what I got to say, then like, comment, subscribe, do what you need to do. Girl, I almost forgot what I was about to say, but do what you need to do, and let's get into this review. So the episode basically starts off with Natalie Nunn, Akbar V, and Jada and Alexis. Sorry, y'all, kind of had a brain fart there. Natalie Nunn, Akbar V, and Jada and Alexis, and they are basically meeting up. They're speaking about, whatever issues they had. Akbar addresses the situation with Biggie. Jaden also addresses the situation with Biggie. To be honest with you, I don't care about neither one of those things, because to me they're very weak. I don't even understand why they have an issue. Jada and Alexis was high out of her mind in her confessionals, man. When I tell you, all I saw was lashes. Literally, I did not see her eyeballs. Like, girl, y'all have got to lay off of whatever y'all on. But girl, she was high as fuck. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about that situation with Biggie, but Natalie decided that she didn't want Biggie to join them for a brunch or whatever. Was it brunch or dinner? It was one of them. So right now it's just them three, but later on they're going to be meeting up to have this brunch. So yeah, that was that scene. Nothing too much about that, nothing too crazy about that. Rolly and Tinkerbella are talking in the next scene, basically, and Rolly kind of addresses the situation with Biggie too, as she feels like she doesn't stand up for herself. Everybody kind of been saying the same thing about Biggie, but everybody has their own little personal touch on why they really don't mess with Biggie like that. But the overall arc of it all is that Biggie doesn't stand up for herself, and people are just trying to let her know, like, look, girl, you need to stand up for yourself. You letting people run all over you. And now at this point, I'm kind of getting irritated and tired of talking about it, to be honest with you. Like, it's one thing to bring it up, but it's one thing to drag it. Like, if I was Biggie, I'd be kind of irritated too, because it's like, bro, at the end of the day, like, y'all are not me, okay? I am not y'all. And if I don't want to fight, I don't gotta fight. Like, I understand y'all might have a problem with it, but I'm here, bro. I'm here. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna kick me out the house? Are you gonna get my bags? Like, at this point, I'm starting to get irritated, because it's not even a thing of like defending Biggie, because I get it. I get what people are saying. Biggie does let people talk to her crazy, and Biggie talks a lot of shit and don't stand on business when she needs to. And I think that people are just, honestly, if we really want to get deep into it, I think people are like slick hating just a little bit, because they feel like she don't stand on business, so why is she here? And Natalie keeps her keeps her coming back, and y'all might not understand it, but at the end of the day, she's getting her bag, she making her money. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, Biggie not gonna fight. She can't fight. She knows that. We know that. She doesn't really stand up for herself all the time like that. She has before, so we know she can. Maybe this season is just a lot for her, like she has said. But it's just like, why are y'all so pressed and keep bringing up the issue? I'm getting fed up with it, honestly. Look, Biggie ain't gonna fight y'all, so move on. Like, just move on. Stop bringing it up already. Like, y'all have anything else to talk about? So anyways, they start talking about Pretty P and how Tinka and DTB be sneaking Pretty P and whatnot. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I am not the biggest fan of Pretty P. Like, I really feel like Pretty P needs to pack her bags, and she needs to be one of the people that goes. I don't know, it's just something about her personality. Like, I don't know, do y'all like Pretty P? I think I asked y'all before, but do y'all like Pretty P? Because I don't know, it's something about her. She talks too much, and Tinka and Diamond don't like Pretty P, and honestly, Rolly feels like they need to stop sneaking her. Honestly, I'm not with the sneaking, and I'm not with the jumping. I really feel like Diamond does the most. Like, Tinka, I feel like, can handle her own situation. Diamond was like, listen, I'm gonna ride for you just like you ride for me, and that's pretty much why we both got on her. But at the end of the day, Diamond, you don't really need to fight Pretty P, to be honest with you. And Tinka doesn't really need to fight Pretty P either. I feel like they don't really have no real beef like that, to be honest. Like, most of the people on the show don't have no real beef, and so it's just like, I don't care. I don't care for them to keep fighting either. Even though I don't like Pretty P, I don't care for them to keep fighting either. There's no reason for them to keep and continue fighting. Just makes no sense. So then in the midst of all of that, in that conversation, Natalie texts Rolly and ask her to round up the girls for brunch, but excluding Biggie, while Biggie is sitting right there. And Biggie is basically trying to play it off like she don't care, but then later on texted Natalie and said, why wasn't she invited? Girl, I can't stand when somebody act like they don't care but really do. So anyway, next scene, you have Ivory, you have Pretty P, and Jasmine Renee. They all sitting outside talking pretty much about nothing. Ivory got a baddies chain. Congratulations to Ivory. Ivory right now, I'm liking her. You know, in the beginning, towards the beginning, I was just like, girl, it's giving bully already, and I did not want to see that from you. You know, I did not want to see Now That's TV Ivory on Baddies, but now I'm starting to see that you're being a little bit more chill. I like when Natalie, who? I like when Ivory is chill. I really like Ivory. I feel like it's funny. I have a hate-love relationship really when it comes to Ivory, because I do feel like there's a side of Ivory that we don't really see too often. I feel like she has like a good sense of humor. She knows how to have fun, and she knows, you know, she can be chill and be a cool person for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really see that in Ivory. So it's like, I hate when she has to get all bullyish and mean and fighting, because it's like, girl, and she's pretty, you know what I'm saying? She's a pretty girl. I don't think I like purple on her though. The purple wig, I don't know if I'm liking. But the pink wig that she had on before, I liked. But purple, no. I don't think I like that one. And speaking of wigs in the confessionals, right? Big Lex, somebody made a statement and said they don't like Big Lex with darker hair. And I kind of see it. You know, Big Lex, she does very good with blonde hair. The dark hair with the green highlights is not doing it for me. But, you know, hey, if she like it, I love it. But, I don't know. It's not her best. It's not her best. But anyway, where was I? Okay, so they're all talking outside basically about nothing really. Shit that's going on in the house. Rolly comes and get Jasmine for brunch, and the other two, Pretty P and Ivory, are like, girl, why aren't we invited? So all the girls were not invited to this brunch, which let me give my opinion on that real quick. I think that's very weird. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, why are y'all separating some girls from the other girls, and y'all are inviting some of the girls to brunch and not the other ones? Like, you can tell the ones that stayed behind were kind of like, why weren't we invited? What's going on? What are we missing out on? It just gave like, what is going on? What's the budget? Okay, what's the budget looking like? Or, you know, and I can't even say budget, because all y'all doing is really drinking. Y'all weren't eating. Like, how was this a brunch and there was no food involved? Literally no food involved. So what it really gave, well, we'll get to that. So after that scene, then you have Bad Dolly, Summer, and Emma, I want to say, all in the kitchen, and they're talking, catching up and whatnot. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, Emma, she can pack her bags too. Honestly, Emma and Summer ends up getting into it a little bit. For what, I forget, but all I know is Bad Dolly put her hands on okay, here's the thing. Honestly, I'm skipping over something. So I forgot what they were going back and forth about. Irrelevant to me, to be honest with you. But Ivory comes in because she hears them screaming, and Ivory was like, girl, why are y'all screaming? One of y'all hit one another. Like, y'all doing all this back and forth, talk. If y'all ready to scrap, y'all want to fight, then fight. Like, what are we doing? And so then Emma, you know, she gets, I'm gonna be honest, Ivory did put a battery in your back, Emma. You tried to make it seem like that wasn't what it was, but it was. You know, you really weren't on that type of timing. You really didn't want to fight, but I guess you didn't want to look pussy in front of Ivory. She did charge you up just a little, ma. She did. All right, but Bad Dolly put her hands on you. Okay, and that's when Bad Dolly and Emma, they started scrapping, going back and forth, and then Summer tried to jump in that, and Ivory, kudos to Ivory, because girl, she pulled Summer's hair, pulled her wig, and told her to get off. We not doing that freaking jumping shit. I respect Ivory for that. Now, girl, did you have to pull her hair though? That was funny as fuck, girl. Ivory went over there and snatched that girl up by her wig and said, girl, we ain't doing a jumping, girl. We not doing that. So I will give Ivory points for that. So then after that, they're talking and going back and forth, arguing. Emma's mad that she done injured her freaking finger. Her finger hurt. She don't want to fight no more. And she's like, y'all jumping me. And girl, Summer's like, girl, you wasn't on this type of timing before Ivory walked in. But when Ivory walked in, you ready to beat bitches up. What's the tea? You know what I'm saying? Bad Dolly saying the same thing. Girl, you done let Ivory charge you up and put a battery in your back. Girl, what's the tea? Now, all of that, yes, that's true. But Bad Dolly, girl, this is why I don't know how to feel about Bad Dolly, because at the end of the day, like, this had nothing to do with you. Like, it just didn't concern you really, Bad Dolly. Like, Emma had no issue with you for real. She was going back and forth with Summer, and Summer, honestly, girl, it didn't seem like you really wanted much smoke either, because you didn't really run up when y'all were arguing back and forth. But you put your hand, Bad Dolly, you put your hands on Emma's neck. First of all, you're too close to the face. If you put your hand on my neck, girl, I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, my reaction is going to be exactly what Emma's was. Like, she definitely swung at you because she was getting hype and in your face a little bit, and towards Summer. She was coming towards Summer. She was getting hype because that battery was charged from Ivory, but she didn't swing. She didn't lay hands or nothing like that, girl. You put your hands on Emma and she swung on you, and that's why y'all started tussling and fighting. Like, Bad Dolly, girl, you just, I don't know what to make of Bad Dolly. I don't know. Do y'all like Bad Dolly? I don't know what to make of her. Some days I like her, some days I don't. Because to me, it was kind of weak to me. Like, yeah, Emma might have been getting more hype when Ivory came out, but she didn't throw a punch. Girl, you put your hands on Bad Dolly, and that's why Emma started fighting. Like, so it's not necessarily that Ivory made Emma fight. It's more so, girl, you put your hands on her first, and what did you think she was going to do? Now, honestly, I don't remember who won that. Honestly, I do remember that Summer and Bad Dolly basically Summer basically jumped in. Summer definitely jumped in, and I'm not really with the jumping, honestly. I'm starting to tolerate Summer a little bit more. I still don't really care for her too much like that, but it's interesting that towards the beginning of the season, she was the first one I wanted gone, because she just was talking and would not stop. But now, honestly, I need Pretty P gone, and Emma, I need you gone too, sis. I'm remembering now that they was really arguing about the fact that Emma doesn't do much. She's kind of boring. She's quiet. She doesn't really talk much. She's not really in a mix with them like that. And so I guess she was kind of pleading her case, and they started getting into a heated argument about this, right? And so it's very ironic to me that all the girls are calling you boring, but you came in trying to call Scotty boring, and you wanted to replace her. Girl, we knew that wasn't happening, and you have proved nothing of the sort, that you are more entertaining and more interesting than Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And now you're having to plead your case against these girls that think that you're boring, you don't do shit, really. You know what I'm saying? And people trying to clock your tea, and you're having to fight, and you don't want to fight, and they're like, girl, if you ain't a fighter, just stand 10 toes in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be yourself, but stop trying to be something that you're not. And you know what? I agree. I feel like Emma needs to go home now. Let's see, the next scene, I guess all the girls are ready to go to this brunch. So they're I forgot who was in the car, but they're all hearing little rumblings of a special guest coming in, and they're all kind of apprehensive about this brunch. They know when the girls all get together, there's a fight, there's some type of beef, there's some type of op, there's something going on at the meeting with the baddies. You know what I'm saying? So they're all kind of apprehensive, like, okay, I wonder who's going to be here at this brunch and what's going to happen, and are we actually going to eat? The answer is no. Okay, the answer is no. They all get to this brunch, and initially I don't know, honestly, girl, I don't know what they initially started talking. Oh, well, Biggie actually texted Natalie and asked why she wasn't invited and everything, and girl, Natalie said, girl, you just been doing a little too much lately, and we don't need you and your energy here. We don't want to hear all of that. Not today, not tonight, sis. We don't want to hear all that. Respectively, okay, they might be getting tired of Biggie. I feel like Biggie's the type of person that, yeah, you might need a little bit of a break from her, you know. It's good to have a little bit of a break from Biggie, especially when she might be going through some things and spiraling out of control. So hey, it is what it is. Biggie felt slighted, but it is what it is. Now, why all the other girls weren't invited, I'm not sure. You definitely didn't provide explanation on that, Natalie, but it is what it is. So Akbar V addresses Diamond the Body about the fact that Diamond was putting a battery in Biggie's back when they were on the bus. Now I don't know how many days ago this was for them with that, but it's kind of like, girl, are we talking about something that happened like a few days ago? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, honestly, I don't have a problem with Akbar, but I just feel like her issues on the show weren't that deep and weren't that serious, and I feel like this was something that Akbar could have just brushed off her shoulder just a little bit. But she addressed it with Diamond, and Diamond was like, girl, she did not put a battery in Biggie's back. Okay, the battery was already in Biggie's back and she just charged it. And when I tell you, Diamond the Body is such a troll, girl, Akbar V was not finna have all the jokes and the smiles and none of that, girl. She was dead ass serious. They start going back and forth. Akbar V, what I will say is, girl, when she get mad and she start talking, girl, she will eat you up. Like, she knows how to eat you up when she's like going back and forth with you. And she was like, girl, you can overtalk me, so bitch, you best not try to overtalk me, because you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just somebody you wouldn't want to go have an argument with. Like, girl, I probably will be silenced in an argument with Akbar V, because I'm not about to do it. You know what I'm saying? But girl, so they're going back and forth, and I guess she said something about Diamond the Body's tooth being knocked out, and girl, I guess that rubbed her the wrong way. So Diamond the Body threw a punch and hit her in the face. Girl, they start fighting. Now, when they finally get, you know, a head up fight, I'm gonna be honest with you, girl, Akbar V didn't do much. You know, as hard as Akbar V be going and she be talking, girl, the hands don't really match. You know what I'm saying? To me, nobody really won that fight, because Diamond the Body is not the best fighter either. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Nobody really won that fight. It was a weak fight. I thought Akbar V was going to do much more than she did, and she didn't. Kind of disappointed, but hey, it is what it is. So after that, I guess they're all on their way home in separate vans or whatever the fuck they're riding in, and each of them are kind of giving, well, I don't think Akbar V was on either one of those, but they're all kind of giving their account on what happened at the brunch. And mind you, nobody ate. There was no food involved. It's like, how is this a brunch and y'all are not even eating food? That's how you know that these girls really only be meeting up just for this shit to happen. Y'all be tearing people's establishments up just for y'all to have a scene. Like, shit is fucking crazy, bro. Like, it just is. I don't know, like, maybe this is what reality TV is for real. And I mean, like, obviously I know, like, on reality TV, like, people fight, but to literally meet up in a restaurant, an establishment, and tear shit up for TV, and you're in your 30s, mid-30s for some of you. I mean, I guess some of them are in their early 20s, so I mean, that makes sense. But for the other of you girls that's like in your 30s, and this is not, you know, what do you call it? It's not to be ageist or nothing like that, but it's just like, especially Natalie, bro, like, aren't you the oldest of them all? I just feel like all of this shit, aren't y'all above? But I guess if you're a reality TV star, this is what y'all have to do. But girl, it just don't make sense to me. Like, and I'm only 25, and I just wouldn't do half the shit that y'all do. Like, it's just fucking crazy. But anyways, so they're giving their account on what happened. Then while all of that's happening, you had Biggie and all the other girls back at the house. trying to figure out why they weren't invited. Okay, Emma's feeling sad because she had just got jumped, and you know, she's complaining about it as usual. And you know, that was that. Pretty P didn't do too much this episode, and thank goodness that she didn't. She was okay this episode, you know, thankfully. So then, am I missing anything, girl? Usually I write notes, but I did not feel like writing notes this time. So the next scene, basically the girls, I'm skipping over a scene because it was kind of irrelevant, but the next scene after that, you have all the girls meeting up in this living room. They're having a meeting, and you know, Natalie tells Biggie why she was not invited, and yeah, don't care about that. Then they get on Emma, and they're basically like, girl, you're boring. And Scotty's clocking it. She's like, girl, I'm glad everybody else saying the same thing, because girl, you was talking about you was coming here to replace me, and that I'm so boring, but I'm still here, girl. I'm still here in the conversation, and you are in the conversation of being boring. How does that look? Very ironic. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, Emma, this is your karma, because you literally, honestly, you had to pick something for a storyline, to be honest with you. I feel like Emma really didn't have no real issue, but she wanted it to be talked about, and she thought that she could come at Scotty, because Scotty was, everybody thinks that Scotty is the weakest link, but honestly, girl, Scotty kind of can pull weight a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, people like to put that on Scotty, but if we want to be honest, like, Scotty has a little bit of ranking, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it's just like, people, y'all can't do that no more. Maybe y'all could have done that when she first came in on Baddie's South, but even then she came in as Natalie's sidekick, so it was like you really couldn't do much, you know what I'm saying? But and at this point, don't come in thinking that Scotty is the weakest link and you're just gonna be fighting on her and you're gonna be doing this, that, and the third, because girl, you're gonna find yourself out of a job and out of a spot. Okay, you was up there trying to call Scotty boring, and girl, now everybody calling you boring because you don't do anything. And like, we don't get much from you. So crazy. So then Natalie says that she has a surprise, and obviously the surprise is Slim. If you guys don't know who Slim is, Slim was Rolly's ex-best friend from Baddie's South. They were like this, two peas in a pod, and for whatever reason they fell out, and I guess, you know, Slim has talked bad about Rolly's son and everything. Now we all know when you mention people's kids, it's up. It's up. Like, don't be putting nobody's kid's name in your mouth. I feel like if I didn't hear any of that, I don't pay attention to what goes on online, but if Slim did that, that was really messed up for her to do. And so Rolly needed that, in the words of everybody on Now That's TV. She needed that. So Slim walks through the door, and Rolly and Slim start fighting, and this is how the episode ended. Now Rolly got Slim, okay? Like, obviously she was going to, because Slim is slim, she's very thin, you know what I'm saying? So why they even allowed that fight, I don't know. But then on the other hand, they were ex-best friends, and like, girl, she talked about her son, so Rolly definitely wants that. Like, it doesn't even matter that Rolly is much bigger than Slim. It's like, girl, no, we're gonna have to fight, because at the end of the day, you have talked about my son, and you know, we might not be cool now, but at the end of the day, there's no need for you to even if we weren't friends before, like, do not put my son's name in your mouth. Like, are you good? Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, I don't think it really mattered to Rolly if she was bigger or not. Girl, you gonna catch this fade, and girl, she won. Like, she's definitely gonna win that fight. We saw a little bit of how the rest of the fight is gonna go on the next episode, but yeah, Slim did not win that fight at all. I don't even know why she agreed to do it, but obviously Rolly needed that. All right, now that was the end of the episode. I guess we'll be back here, God willing, to cover the next episode. Thanks for watching, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you need to do, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, your night, whatever time you're watching this. Always give people grace, compassion, love from your heart, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.